Hey there, we're still in lockdown here in video 2, coming from the zombie bunker, and today we're talking about why all these banks are coming out with these mortgage relief programs and why they may not be in your best interest. Now, aside from my email inbox being blown up with letters from the world's CEOs telling me how much they care about me and totally not doing it to cover their butts and a PR move, two new events caught my attention. One, Trump is trying to push through a bailout for taxpayers where folks would get up to $1,200, which apparently didn't get passed through yet, and banks starting to waive their fees, even giving mortgage relief for up to 120 days. Now, I guess that the government and banks are finally understanding that most folks are not able to leave their homes and can't really be productive or make a good living. Kudos to them for attempting to make it a little bit easier for the vast amount of Americans. But watch out, there's always a catch. And before you go out there and think you're going to save a few $1,000s a month on this mortgage relief program, we have to read the fine print. But you don't have to, since I already did the legwork. Let's talk about why you don't want the mortgage relief program. Slap hands, bump fists, let's roll. Now, before I get into all of this, keep in mind that lenders and mortgage servicers would rather cooperate and work with existing customers, even if you can't make payments, than go through collections, short sale, or the foreclosure process. So absolutely, if you are in a really tight bind financially right now, reach out to your lender immediately. As much as I poke fun at banks and the evil stereotype that they were given because of the 2008 fiasco, which they kind of deserved, they can really help you out. The last thing you want to do is ignore your situation and start accumulating fees and interest, and just makes things spiral out of control. Okay, with that out of the way, here's what you ought to know. Practically every bank or mortgage lender has some sort of financial hardship clause, sometimes called mortgage forbearance. It's set up through the bank's loss mitigation department, and every major bank will have this. It was created to help people who may have fallen ill, gotten hospitalized, or even became unemployed for up to 6 months. It's a far better option than foreclosing on your property, which could drop your credit score by as much as 35%, meaning if you have a 720 credit score, it could drop it down to the mid 400s. Now, I'm going to get to why you need to know all of this for those new to the coronavirus mortgage relief program. So under a mortgage forbearance program or procedure, you will see an impact on your credit score, just not as much as a foreclosure, but still not good. The other thing is you'll most likely will still have to pay something, just not your normal full amount. Okay, here's the crux of it all though. During this time, you'll still be accumulating interest, but at a slightly faster rate since you're not paying down any principal. On top of that, at the end of your free period, typically 3 or 6 months, you'll have to pay back everything for what you missed, or your loan gets restructured for the relief months and you'll see a slight increase in your monthly mortgage. Now, when this happens, there's a chance you may need to put down another down payment, additional closing costs, and even a new interest rate. So definitely confirm all this with your bank before even considering to move forward with it. So really consider your situation before jumping on these loans or mortgage relief programs. There's no such thing as a free lunch, even if it looks super enticing. And if you do need it, just remember that this is not a loan forgiveness. You will have to pay the reduced or suspended amount back, either in form of a lump sum or additional monthly payments. So key things to keep in mind when you're mulling this over and what you need to discuss with your bank. 1, can you afford the credit score hit? 2, how long until you can start making your payments again? 3, can you actually prove you're in a financial hardship? 4, how much will you have to pay back and in what time frame? And then 5, what other fees, if any, will be assessed onto you? Now, for all of you sneaky minimalists and opportunists out there who are like me and thinking you can skimp out on several months of mortgage payments, don't do it. I know how you're thinking because I'm thinking the same way. If you have the cash flow and the means, keep making your payments or even consider refinancing if rates are better for you. Focus on finding your next deal because they'll be out there instead of trying to take advantage of a program meant to help those who really need it. If you have any questions or want to know more, I'll put what some of the bigger banks and lenders are saying about their mortgage relief program just down in the description. And as always, you can ask me anything down in the comment section. Like this video if you liked it and help me pass on this message, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stick with me as I share more ways of how we can get the most out of this whole fiasco and why I'm so eager that the recession is finally here. We gonna make some monies. Thanks for tuning in. Love you all. Cover your mouth when you cough and sneeze like this. Kai out.